Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be looking at problem number 3. I am using setup number 1, which is the mole sentence and proportions. How many particles or molecules of NaOH are in 46.70 grams of NaOH? Okay, so let's identify our given and our goal. The number always goes with our given, and what we are trying to find always goes with our goal. Next, I'm going to calculate the molar mass for the compound. Now, I know I'm going to need to use that because I have grams in my problem. So specifically, I'm going from grams to molecules. So I'm starting here, and I'm trying to make my way all the way over here. So first I need to use molar mass to get to my moles, and then I'm going to be using my Avogadro's number to get to my molecules. So I'm going to be using every fact from my mole sentence. Okay, so solving for the molar mass for NaOH, we already did that in the problem prior. So that's where we just break apart our Na, our O, and our H, and we figure out those molar masses, and then we add them up. So this was 22.99, this was 16, and this was 1.01. And that's how I got my 40 grams. Okay, so that's where I put that there for my mole sentence. And now I have my sentence ready to go, so I can set up my proportion. I'm going to put my given on the top and my goal on the bottom. So in my problem, my given is 46.70 grams. And I'm trying to figure out how many molecules or particles that is. I'm going to set that up equal to my mole sentence factor that matches my given unit. Here's my given unit, which is, in this case, grams. So going to my mole sentence, 40 is grams, so that's going to go right there. And then matching molecules, I'm going to use 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd and put that right there. Now I'm going to cross multiply. So 46.70 times this large number is going to be equal to 40 times x. So when I put this in my calculator, I get this number. So always make sure it makes sense. So if I'm multiplying those two together, this number should be going up because I'm making my larger number. So this makes sense. All right, now I'm going to divide both sides by 40 so I can isolate my x. So it's always your top number divided by your small number, or I meant your bottom number, not smaller. So numerator divided by denominator. And then we get 7.02835. We want to look at our thousandths placeholder. If it's 5 or more, raise the score. So we moved that 2 to a 3. If it's 4 or less, we let it rest and it would have stayed a 2. So there is my number, and then I'm going to keep the times 10 to the 23rd. So my answer statement becomes there are 7.03 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of NaOH in this many grams. Now we want to make sure this is reasonable. So let's do some fact checking. This is how many grams we had to start. How does that compare to that? So because 46.70 is bigger than 40, that tells me that the answer that I'm trying to solve for should be greater than this number. So it should be bigger than 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And it is. Okay, so that tells me that my answer is reasonable.